Welcome along, all of you deep thinking herb lovers and plant lovers. I'm going to share with you some information today that isn't going to empower you to make your life simpler, to improve your health. What we're going to talk about today is detox foods, the top detox foods, and evidence for those foods. So, this is going to be really interesting. Last week, we talked about the top 24 detox herbs. And what I like to do is combine, or we call it the healing triangle, where you combine foods, herbs, and the power of your mind into a powerful synergistic combination. And today we're going to talk about the foods. So, contrary to mainstream medical belief, there is in fact a lot of evidence for using food to detox your body and also for herbs. So let's look at some of what we're going to do is look at some of the evidence. It's just going to be the tip of the iceberg. And this will surprise you that a lot of these foods are in your common everyday diets. And what we want to do is give you the tools to empower you to use them to help to detox your body. All right, so I'm just going to share this page. And if you want to look at this page, you'll be able to find it by the QR code in the top corner. So you can dig into it further. And by the way, as I go through these foods, I'm just going to touch on a little bit, but you'll be able to, if you go to the page, click on the foods and go into a full research article on each of these foods. So, detox diets. Well, there's a lot of skepticism around there in the mainstream medical fraternity about detoxing and the value of it. But we know well, and we've seen it over literally thousands of years, that detoxing has helped to heal. And this is because of human nature. And what is it about human nature? I thought this was an interesting topic, maybe for another day as well, that causes us to continually fall off the wagon and go for the wrong things. And you probably look at these foods and think, how am I going to go on a detox by just eating these foods? Well, I'll talk about that a bit more later on, but simply by getting in the kitchen and cooking. And so we'll go through these alphabetically, and we'll just touch on a little bit on each of these foods. So beetroot. Now, beetroot's one of my favorites because you can eat this raw. You can shred this into a salad or make it into a smoothie, or you can roast it amongst roast vegetables. It's just so versatile. And we know that one of the probably the most common ways to have beetroot is out of a can. And, that's okay as well. You'll get some of the benefits that way. But definitely by having this food raw, you'll get the most out of it. And it contains a powerful antioxidant called betaine. And this is known to protect the body in multiple ways. But it's also beetroot is specifically good for targeting the liver and protecting the liver and the blood. And this is also another topic for another day. But look at the color of it. Doesn't that explain why it would be good for your blood? And this is a fascinating thing about foods and herbs, is they often indicate what it is they actually do. So beetroot, I recommend having a lot of beetroot during your detox program and combining all these foods together into your detox program. Bilberry or blueberry is what it's commonly known as. And it has, again, look at the way it looks. It's very, very good for your blood and your blood cells. And it's got antioxidants in it. It's well known to protect the nerves, help the eyesight. But it's very good during a detox program because also protects the liver. And this is down to the antioxidants again. Apart from a vast array of healing benefits. So throw this in your smoothies. Eat them in a fruit salad. Have them raw. Have as many blueberries as you can. Highly recommended. Broccoli. Now, broccoli is really fascinating. It's a fantastic food for helping your metabolism, helping you lose weight, because they almost have 0 calories, these green vegetables. But broccoli contains an interesting compound. We've highlighted it here called indole 3-carbinol. And this is known to help the liver and protect the liver, especially during detox. So a very, very good compound for helping the liver also eliminate built up hormonal, byproducts or breakdown products, and helping the liver to get those back out of the body. So extremely good food to have in your detox. And I just love broccoli. I mean, you can do so much with it. And you just pour an aioli over it, and it's absolutely delicious. Or you can char it on the barbecue, and it is fantastic. So you can eat as much broccoli as you like when you're detoxing. And that's the beauty of these foods, is you don't have to have a small serving. You can have as much as you want, and it'll still help your body detox. Carrots. And of course, we all know the story about carrots, and eyesight. And that's because of the beta carotene converts to vitamin A in the body. And the carrot, when you slice it through, it looks like an iris. It looks like the iris in your eyes. Again, it's the plant telling you what it's good for. But extremely high in fiber, the antioxidant property, the anti-inflammatory properties of carrots. It's a vast array of healing benefits from carrot. And the great thing with carrot is, how we said eat as much as you like. Well, you try eating more than one carrot. It's quite difficult, isn't it? It's very, very filling, and it's got a very, very good fiber in it. So great snack food during your detox. Carrots, sticks, or baby carrots, and guacamole, a great food. Avocado, which we haven't talked about here, but another great detoxing food, avocado. Celery. Now, this is one that's been very, very popular in the last few years. Particularly, there's been a celery juice craze, which is there's no harm in it. It's alkalizing. So it's a powerful alkalizer. And of course, when you're detoxing, getting acid out of your body is of utmost importance. So alkalizing with celery, but I suggest having the whole celery, eating it. Again, this will lower your calorie intake, help you to, lower the load on your body of protein and fats and carbs. And it's just a very, very good alkalizing, filling fiber for detoxing. Cucumber. Now, this has got a very similar story to celery, in fact, because it's a powerful alkalizer, and it's known to help reduce blood sugar, again, because it's got very, very low glycemic index. So once again, you can eat as much of this food as you like when you're detoxing. But I'm pretty sure, if you look at what we've talked about so far, that you get full very fast on these foods. And this is an interesting thing. We often think, oh, I don't really feel like eating this or eating that. And that's one of the reasons, because it fills you up very, very quickly. And perhaps one of the reasons we like junk food is because we can just snack on it. Those little chips or, little snacks, sweets, sugary snacks, and you can just keep snacking on them and never really feel satisfied. Whereas with these foods, part of the detoxing effect is the fact that you feel satisfied very quickly. And so it reduces the amount that you put into your body, particularly of the sugars and refined sugars and fats. And this is another classic example. There's been a lot of studies on eggplant for cancer treatment because of the antioxidants that are in the skin of the eggplant. Very, very powerful. And this is an interesting thing to remember about food, is the more color it has and the darker that color, the more antioxidant value it has. So, for example, the black skin on the eggplant is super rich in antioxidants. And so it starts with the green food, and then you get the deeper colors of oranges and reds. But when you get into these dark, dark colors, the antioxidant effect is tremendous. And the healing power of those antioxidants becomes outstanding. And that's one of the things to remember. Garlic. Now, this is a really interesting food because garlic stimulates your immune system, and your immune system is responsible for cleaning up the body on a cellular level, in intracellular level, in the plasma, in the blood plasma, and around the cells. So the sulfur compounds in garlic are extremely good at activating your immune function and helping the body to cleanse itself on a deep cellular level. So fantastic food to put in, and it's really good to have raw garlic. So, or lightly, cooked garlic for helping that cleansing effect and that immune function. Now, this is a fantastic food. Also, there's been a lot of, this has been a big trend over many decades, is kale, and particularly kale juice. But I suggest having kale in your smoothies because you get the whole, the fiber, the whole plant, and it's much more filling. But kale just sends your energy levels through the roof, and it's also known to protect the body, particularly the circulatory system, against damage and oxidation. So kale smoothies, and you can combine all these foods into a smoothie. There's no limitations really on what you can do with smoothies as far as using these foods. This one you may not particularly like to have in a smoothie, but it's very, very good when it's steamed, or even, mix it in with the roast vegetables if you're doing roast vegetables, which you can have when you're detoxing. We just suggest not having potato. But leeks, it's similar to onion, garlic. It's in that family, of foods, which are very good for your immune system. But again, very, very filling, very low calorie, high in fiber, and it helps to stimulate cleansing through the gut. Now, lemons activate the digestive system. So the bitter compounds and the sour flavor of the lemon activates the taste buds. And you'll know even when I'm talking about it now, you're probably going to get water in your mouth, the saliva produced. Even just thinking about a lemon does that, let alone tasting it. So any way that you get lemon into your body is going to stimulate all of those digestive functions and help your digestive system. So if you're suffering with indigestion or acid reflux, lemons are a really good way to go because it helps the food go down, helps it digest and helps it go down. But also lemons have antioxidants in the skin, very, very powerful antioxidant called hesperidin naringenin. So these are great, particularly as an anti-inflammatory. So powerful effects, healing effects. Mushroom, I recommend having a lot of mushrooms during your cleanse. Mushrooms have beta glycans in them, which are compounds that help stimulate the immune system. So very good for, if you've had any kind of immune irregularity or dysregulation of your immune system, either hyperactive or hypoactive, under-functioning or over-functioning immune system, because the glycans in mushrooms are immunomodulators, so they'll help regulate the immune system. But also, great food, great filling food, almost 0 calorie, 0 sugar, 0 fat. So you can put good sugars and good fats in, not a problem. But this type of food helps you stay away from the bad sugars and the bad fats. That's the whole idea of, detoxing really. And onion. So we talked a little bit about onions, garlic and leeks, that whole family. They're just fantastic as far as, helping to get the mucous membranes working and help to lubricate the gut and the digestive system. And they are all powerful anti-inflammatories. So many healing effects. So this is what surprises me about, medical professionals and scientists saying there's no point in detoxing your body. When we put all these, what we call detox diet foods together, you have this huge range of healing benefits, and the synergistic effect when they're all together is incredible. One way you can do this is with curries, so curried vegetables, because then you can put in some medicinal herbs in with the vegetables, and you've got a powerful medicinal meal. Spinach. Interesting thing about spinach, you probably remember, or you may have heard of the cartoon character Popeye. He had a can of spinach and he would take it and that would make his muscles pop out. Well, spinach does in fact have what's called a phytoectosteroid, which helps muscle growth. So fantastic for energy. And that's one of the things I usually put in a smoothie. So I recommend kale and spinach in a smoothie together. By the way, we're only touching on a few of the foods. There's just so many. I'd be here all day. But, they're all fruits and vegetables, to put it simply. So we'll try and wind this up before the 20-minute mark. But this is some of the key foods that we recommend in a detox diet. So sweet potato. Now, you may have seen or heard about the stories about, people living over 100 years old in certain parts of the world, Okinawa being one of them. And one of their most common foods, in fact, it makes up the majority of the calories in their diet, comes from the purple sweet potato. And in New Zealand, we have kumara. and it's the same thing, but the purple one, if you can get it, it's sometimes out of season, sometimes you can't get it, but the one that's dark purple all the way through when you chop it in half is the one they use in Okinawa. And that's because of the powerful antioxidant in the polyphenols in sweet potato. And you get it in the skin, but in the purple one, you get it all the way through. And so you can have that on a detox. In fact, it's a great way to replace potatoes, which you might feel you're missing, or rice, which you might feel you're missing, is to have a lot of sweet potato. Tomatoes, another great detoxing food. Tomatoes help protect the liver, and they have the powerful antioxidant called lycopene. And so we do allow you to have sun-dried tomatoes or even tomato paste, because most tomato paste is actually very, very high in lycopene, very high in this antioxidant. And you can use tomato puree as a sauce or base in your curries, in your soups, in your stir fry. So a lot of tomatoes is a good idea when you're detoxing. Turmeric, of course, this is a food, it's a herb, it's a spice. So turmeric you can use abundantly. And again, it's the antioxidant properties of turmeric. And they've shown turmeric to be anti-cancer in about 12 different ways. So if you do get into the page and have a look, click on the turmeric link and you'll be amazed at the info on turmeric. It just blows me away, this particular spice. But I would use it as a food. So in other words, throw it into everything. Throw it into your smoothies, make a latte, use turmeric powder in just about everything you make. And you can't use too much of it, literally. So that's a fantastic sort of short list of some of the detox foods that we recommend. So I'm just going to stop sharing. Cool. So one of the great things about detoxing is the range of food that you can eat. So this is not necessarily a fast, but you can fast. I recommend the sort of stepping yourself into it. So our detox program that we most commonly put people on is 2 weeks, but you can do it over 1 month. If you do it over 2 weeks, we recommend eating lots of food in the first week, cutting down a little bit in the second week, and maybe in the last 2 or 3 days going on a fast. And you'll find that is so much easier if you've been using the detox foods, because you have super nourished your body and you've also included the herbs. And by the time you get to the end of a detox, you almost don't feel hungry. Like you can literally go days without eating and just having water, or you could fast on just some juice or one particular food, and you find it so easy, and that puts your body into an even deeper healing mode, and particularly for the immune system function to reset that. So I'm going to leave it there for today, and I hope that's been helpful, and we'll catch up with you pretty soon. Talk again. Bye for now.